Hello, my people. Good day to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for tuning in every single day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shifts. My name is Michael Ujola from Mindset Transformation Africa. And on today's episode of Daily Mind Shift, I want to talk about the law of sowing. Let me anchor today's episode on this statement. The law of sowing and reaping never fails. If you want more fulfillment in your life, start giving more to others. You cannot pour into someone else's cup without filling your own. The law of sowing and reaping never fails. If you want more fulfillment in your life, start giving more to others. You cannot pour into someone else's cup without filling your own. I want you to think about a farmer. A farmer understands this law implicitly. They know that if they want a bountiful harvest, they must first sow seeds. They don't sit in their farmhouse wishing for crops to magically appear. They don't complain about the effort required to prepare the soil, to plant the seeds, water them, and tend to them. They understand that the effort, the investment, the giving of their time and resources is a prerequisite for the receiving of a harvest. Yet, in our own lives, especially when it comes to the intangible things like fulfillment, joy, and meaning, we often forget this fundamental principle. We yearn for happiness, for more connection, for more purpose, but we often approach it from a place of scarcity, from a mindset of what can I get rather than what can I give. We wait for fulfillment to come to us rather than actively cultivating it through our actions. This is a profound misunderstanding of how the universe and indeed our own psychology works. Fulfillment is not something you acquire. It is something you generate. It is a byproduct of contribution, of connection, of making a positive impact beyond yourself. And the most direct path to generating that fulfillment is through giving. But here's the beautiful paradox. The core of today's mind shift is you cannot pour into someone else's cup without filling your own. This is not a transactional exchange where you give something away and it is gone forever. No, this is a generative process where the act of giving itself creates more within you. It is not a zero-sum game. It is an expansive one. When we give, whether it is our time, our attention, our resources, our knowledge, our compassion, we are sowing seeds. And these seeds, without fail, yield a harvest. This harvest might not always be what we expect, and in the form we anticipate to, but it is always there, and it is always abundant. So, the mind shift we need to make is to consciously embrace the law of sowing and reaping in our daily lives, particularly through the lens of giving. To understand if we desire more fulfillment, more joy, more meaning, the most effective strategy is to proactively give more of ourselves to others. So I want us to look at how this powerful principle works and why giving to others inevitably fill our own cup. The first thing I will talk about is the neurochemistry of giving. Science has long confirmed what ancient wisdom has always known. Giving feels good. When you engage in the acts of kindness and generosity or service, your brain releases a cocktail of feel-good chemicals, oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It fosters trust and connection. Dopamine, the reward chemical, it creates a sense of pleasure and motivation. Endorphins, natural painkillers, it creates a mild euphoria after often called the helper's high. These are not just fleeting sensations. They are powerful biological mechanisms that reinforce the positive feedback loop of giving. Your brain literally rewards you for being generous. And number two is the power of perspective shift. When you focus on giving to others, your perspective naturally shifts away from your own problems and towards the needs of someone else. This outward focus is incredibly liberating. It pulls you out of self-absorption. And it reminds you that your struggles, while they are real, are part of a larger human experience. Witnessing the impact of your generosity, even in small ways, can provide a profound sense of gratitude for what you have, which I believe is a cornerstone of fulfillment. And also, you build connection and community. See, humans are fundamentally social creatures. Our well-being is deeply intertwined with our connection to other people. Giving is one of the most powerful ways to build and strengthen these bonds. When you give, you create a reciprocal relationship. You develop and improve trust, improve empathy, and a sense of belonging. These deep connections are a primary source of fulfillment, providing support, meaning, and shared joy. You become an integral part of something larger than yourself. And number 4, developing or cultivating a sense of purpose and meaning. That is one of the things that giving does. Many people search for purpose and meaning in their lives. While purpose can be found in many areas, one of the most consistent and profound sources is through contributing to the well-being of other people. When you use your unique talents and skills and resources to make a positive difference in someone else's life, you tap into a deep well of meaning. You realize that your existence has impact, that you matter, and that you are part of a positive force in the world. This sense of purpose is a powerful driver of fulfillment, and it expands your own capacity. The act of giving often requires you to stretch beyond your comfort zone. It might demand patience, empathy, creativity, or resilience. In the process of serving others, you inevitably develop these qualities within yourself. You become more capable, more compassionate, more resourceful. Giving is not just about what you provide to others, it is about who you become in the process. You expand your own capacity for love. You expand your own capacity for understanding. You expand your own capacity for action. So, how do we actively embrace this law of sowing and reaping through giving? I believe it requires intentionality and consistent practice. The first thing you do is start small and start locally. You don't need to solve the world's hunger to start giving. Look for opportunities in your immediate environment. Can you offer a kind word to a struggling colleague? Can you help a neighbor with a chore? Can you volunteer an hour of your time to a local cause? Can you do that? Small acts of kindness create ripples in time. Give what you have also, not what you think you should have. Giving is not just about money. You can give your time, you can give your attention, you can give your skills, you can give your knowledge, you can give your encouragement, you can give your smile. Everyone has something valuable to offer. So don't wait until you feel you have enough to give. Make giving your habit too. Just like any other positive habit, consistency is key. Schedule time for giving just as you would for work or exercise. It could be a daily practice of gratitude and appreciation, a weekly volunteer commitment, or a monthly donation to a worthy cause. The cumulative effect of consistent giving is profound, and I also advise you to practice anonymous giving. Sometimes the purest form of giving is when there is no expectation of recognition or award. Leave an anonymous note of encouragement. Pay for someone's coffee without them knowing, or do a good deed simply for the sake of it. This reinforces the intrinsic reward of giving. I will advise also be present when you give. Don't just go through the motions. When you are helping someone, be fully present. Reflect on the impact that your giving is given. After an act of giving, take a moment to reflect on how it made you feel and the positive impact it had on the other person. And finally, don't forget self-care. While giving to other people, it is vital to remember the second part of the paradox. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Ensure you are also giving to yourself through your rest, through your healthy habit, through self-compassion. So, my fellow MindSHIFTers, I challenge you today. Look for one opportunity to give to someone, however small. Offer a genuine compliment